Hi, this is Tom. Today we're going to walk you through the process of downloading the roster for a regional round, importing that roster into Scupper, and then using Scupper to generate the debate trees. Basically, this is the process you go through every time you have a regional round and you've just completed your check-in. The first thing you need to do is to go into the Google Apps and download the file for the registration. And you can open Apps on your browser and go to Google Sheets. And in Google Sheets, you should be able to find the file that you're after. Here's Delhi. We'll open that up and go to the file and do download as Excel file. And it does that. And once it's done with that, you can close your browser. And you'll need to open up Scupper. Now, the way that you want to open up Scupper is to open the Dropbox again. Here's my Dropbox. There's a Scupper folder. And in that Scupper folder, you'll find the Scupper exe file. Double-click that, and that will get you going. Okay, we see we have Scupper up and running. The way that we get the registration file into the Scupper is to use the new registration button to open the new registration module. We'll do that here. And in there you'll see the downloads folder. And in the downloads folder you should find the file that you're after. Here we're looking for the Delhi round. We'll import that as a new contest or a new round. When it comes up, you can check that all these are right. The dates, October 6th and 7th. India is the country. The host is Maxford School. And then you can go ahead and do the import. And it will import the delegations, the seniors, the juniors, and the judges. The DAAs. Okay, so that's done. Now we see the Delhi file has been imported here, and we see the teams that were in the roster over here. Double check, make sure those are all correct. And then we can go ahead and start working on the debate trees. To get to the debate trees, we go down to the bottom of our form here and look for the Trees button. Give that a click, and it'll open up the work area for doing the debate trees. There are three things you specify. One of these the program should do for you. That is, the first thing the program does is it looks into the registration. Usually it has a column marked debate groups, and debate groups here was green and red. Now we had when we have an imbalance between the two divisions, typically we will take a few out of the large division and have them debate at the same time as the smaller division. Here the smaller division is the seniors, and the part of the juniors that have been chosen to debate at the same time as the seniors is the junior green wave. So the junior green wave is one tournament. They'll only debate against each other. The senior green wave is a second group of people. They will only debate against each other. And then after lunch, the red group, all juniors, will debate against each other. Now, you do have to specify when and where those will debate. The where is easy because we just have the host school, which here shows up as Maine. So you can just click on the M there, and once you click M there, you get that should be taken care of. And then over here, you're going to have the green in the morning. So you can just go to this here and press M, and go here and press M, and here you want to press A for afternoon. And then you have the group, which is these three groups, and when they're going to debate. And over here, you see how it's combined the two groups, the green group as the morning wave. So all the morning wave teams are marked as Maine morning, and the afternoon are Maine afternoon. Now that we have all of the the debate groups set up, and we have them organized into their waves. These are the groups and these are the waves. There's just two waves, morning and afternoon, and there's three groups: the junior green, the junior red, and the senior green. We would just simply choose our set of documents here, check the ones you would like to create, and generate them. Now, to decide which ones you want, you have to decide how you're going to pass out the trees. If you're going to pass out the trees at the opening, you would choose this checkbox here, and it will select these documents. These documents are kind of the traditional ones we usually have. Some of you may not have been using the judge assignments. If you have a good list of judges ready to go, you can assign the judges for the contest so that they don't have very many conflicts. The trees at the opening, handing out the trees at the opening would require these following forms. First, we would look at the trees by team. Now here's the trees by team. Just notice that 306, 307, 319, 320, they're in the order of the team numbers. They're sorted that way. Basically, they're the debate schedule trees organized by team number. The second document that you can generate is a master list of all of the team's schedules. This is like having all of the debate trees in your hand at once. You can look at this document and just look down and find the team number and see where they would be depending on whether they win or lose each round. The third document that you might want to print out is a list of the teams that can appear in each room. For example, room 1 here, this tells you which teams would be in there for round 1, which teams could be in there for round 2, and which teams could be there for round 3. Of course, these vary depending on which teams win and which teams lollipop. Now, if you have a good list of judges that you can use to assign the judges, the fourth report you can create is the assignment report for the judges, which just gives you the name of the judge and which room they'll be judging in. Another way to present this information is to simply run this PowerPoint on your computer and turn it around so that everyone can see it, or project it. And it gives the same information. It gives the judge names and the judge rooms where they're going to be judging. Basically, this puts it up on the wall and everybody can just read it and go to their rooms. You don't have to print anything out. The last report, if you're handing out the trees during the opening, is the master schedule. The master schedule simply lists the rooms and the judges that are assigned to each room. It's very handy for keeping track of where your extra judges are if you have more than one per room. And it's good for keeping track of which judges are in each room when you go back later to look at the results of the debates. Easy. The second way that you can distribute your trees is to distribute the trees at the first round of debate. Now, clearly that requires some slightly different forms in order to make that work right. To see the forms that are naturally selected for this, you click the Distribution Plans, Trees at First Round. This will select the forms that you need in order to successfully distribute them at the first round. Now, you'll notice that many of these are the same as before, so let's uncheck those. The judges are the same, the room teams and the compressed trees are the same, and the judge guides are the same. But we do have 3 different ones here. Instead of having the trees sorted by their team, it makes more sense for this one to have the trees sorted by the first round. Basically, it's exactly the same trees, except they appear in the document in a different order. So let's take a look at those 3 documents. Here is the debate trees sorted by first room. Notice that we start with the by team because they don't have a first room. It just says room 1, no match. And then it goes to the next team, which here says room 1. And then the next team here says room 1 and room 2 and so forth. So if you had this pile, you could just simply walk from room to room and hand out the trees to the 2 teams in each room. That would require some runners to take the trees around to the different rooms. Also available as a document is the same kind of thing. Well, actually, it's a list of the first rooms for each team. Here you would see, you would either hand this out or display the slides, and we'll see those in just a moment. Here we see the rooms marked with where each team goes, ordered by room number. So if you handed this out, the teams could simply look down the form and find their team number, and then look to see where they were supposed to go. So you would have the same handout for every single team. You could either hand these out at the door as they leave, or you could have a copy of these for a few guides out in the hallways. If students forgot their room number, the guides could have a copy of this in their hand. Finally, you could use this PowerPoint. This PowerPoint shows the starting rooms for each team. You could just project this if you have a projector available. Each slide comes up and holds for 5 or 6 seconds and lets each team look up to see where they go. And here we have 100 teams or so, and a total of about 10 teams per slide. So we have 11 slides. It would cycle through these in about a minute. So essentially this is like handing out all your trees in 1 minute. The teams head off as soon as they see where they go. They head off to their first room, and then the runners bring the schedules around. Finally, we have one additional method for distributing trees, and that is to simply show a PowerPoint of the trees and let the students use their cameras. I've actually used this manually in the past at a few rounds where we had last-minute changes and didn't really want to wait for a reprint of the trees. I would just stand at the door with my computer and look through the teams and let the teams take a photo. If you run this last PowerPoint, let me show you what that looks like. Here we see the debate trees distributed just as a PowerPoint set of slides. You come in and you see a title page, and then this automatically advances on a clock time of about 3 seconds per slide. And you have to warn the students that they will only have 3 seconds to see their slide, and then as the slide goes by, the next team gets to see theirs. And if they're ready, it's not too hard to zoom in on the screen and have your camera ready, and you can see your slide and take a photo of it in 3 seconds. This would just advance. Now, clearly this wouldn't be ideal for large rounds. With 3 seconds per slide, you might have to wait. Some teams might not catch it the first time through, and they would have to wait for it to come around again. And if you have 100 teams at 3 seconds a slide, that's 5-minute wait for the next shot at your schedule. So if it only waits 3 seconds, you'd better be ready when it comes around. As a result, you might need to supplement this with possibly having a first room. Yeah, this could be probably best for small rounds. And that's pretty much it. This should get you through the first part of the day, importing the roster, creating the schedules, and distributing the trees. That will get you past the first transition point and get all the teams to the correct rooms. Thanks for listening, and I hope this helps.